Welcome to this talk on basal ganglia. Basal ganglia should actually be called the basal nucleus, since it is a collection of nuclear groups which developed at the floor of the lateral ventricle, close to the third ventricle, and around the diencephalon and the lateral wall of the lateral ventricle. They are actually telencephalic structures, having developed from the telencephalic brain vesicle, which in turn comes from the basencephalon. They have important function in the human body. The basal ganglia is said to be the head ganglion of proprioception in the body. The basal ganglia is, when damaged or diseased, the body loses coordination of movement because it is a strong center for the control of the extrapyramidal system together with the cerebellum. When clinicians refer to the extrapyramidal system, most tend to assume it is the basal ganglia. This is because of a common condition known as Parkinsonism or Parkinson's disease, which is caused by impairment of a part of the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia reaches its highest level of development in birds, where it controls the motor function of this group of animals. When a bird, like the hen, has its cortex removed, it is still able to function as if nothing has happened to it. But once the basal ganglia is damaged, the bird is unable to perform all the intrinsic or instinctual mechanisms such as laying egg, sitting or incubating the laid eggs, courtship, which is a complex, repetitive process in birds, etc. Hence, it is recognized as a center for instinctual mechanisms, whether motor or otherwise. It is therefore not too bad to suggest that the basal ganglia in man may also be responsible for any instinctual mechanism in man, if present at all. The only type of instinct which may be recognized in man is probably the rudiments of temperaments. This shows the differences between temperaments as inheritable traits on one hand, character as modifiable behavior due to environmental influences and personality on one hand, which are conscious behavioral attitudes that usually would not have anything to do with temperament or indeed character. The mesolimbic system described by Papex in 1936, which seems to be related to the human behavior and emotion, has a generous component from the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia consists of two parts, the corpus striatum and amygdaloid nuclear complex. Another division of the basal ganglia recognizes the following parts: archistriatum, which is the amygdala; paleostriatum, which is the globus pallidus; neostriatum, which is the putamen and caudate nucleus. Another name for neostriatum is striatum for short. Another name for paleostriatum is pallidum for short. Pallidum is mainly motor part of the basal ganglia, while striatum is mainly the sensory part of the basal ganglia. Hence, striatum receives many afferent projections but gives out only a few efferent ones. On the other hand, pallidum has many efferent projections but receives only a few afferent fibers. Corpus striatum is therefore made up of the pallidum and the striatum as follows: the caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus is further divided into the globus pallidus and the putamen. Striatum. This is the sensory part of the basal ganglia. It receives fibers from the following: nigrostriatal tract. This tract interconnects the midbrain with the basal ganglia, and it manufactures dopamine, which is extensively used in the basal ganglia. The deficiency of this amine would precipitate Parkinsonism. Thalamus-striatal tract. This tract begins from the thalamus and ends in the striatum. Pallido-striatal tract. This tract begins from the pallidum and interconnects with the striatum. A few efferent projections are recognized. 1. Strio-nigral tract. This is between the striatum and the substantia nigra. 2. striopallido tract. This is important and is a tract that helps to keep information from the sensory part of the basal ganglia to the motor part, that is the pallidum. It forms pencils, and these pencil-like striations on the pallidum is called Wilson's pencil. Pallidum. The afferent or efferent projections are: number 1, striopallido tract, that is the Wilson's pencil, and number 2, subthalamic pallidal tract or subthalamo-pallidal tract. The pallidum is the motor part of the basal ganglia. It has numerous efferent projections, of which the most important are as follows. Number 1, ansa lenticularis. These project from the pallidum to the forest from where they enter the forest with H2. Number 2, lenticular fasciculus. This project into the forest field H1. Subthalamic fasciculus. This interconnects with the subthalamus. Thalamic fasciculus projects to the thalamus. Pallidotegmental fasciculus. This connects with the pontine reticular formation, which is called the nucleus tegmenti pedunculo-pontinus. Amygdaloid nuclear complex. This complex is divided into the following parts: a dorsal part, a ventral part, and other parts. It is also divided into 2 main nuclear groups: a corticomedial nuclear group and basolateral nuclear group. It is related to the associated nuclei called the periamygdaloid body. The periamygdaloid body is more related to the paleocortex than the basal ganglia. It is a part of a small brain, but its association with the amygdala suggests that, at least in animals where the sense of smell is important, the basal ganglia functions effectively.